When India's population surpassed that of China a few days ago, Beijing had a message for the country. It said that population did not depend on quantity but quality. According to China, what matters is talented resources, the same talented resources that are now going to work in the countryside. China's youth are jobless. Their unemployment rate is soaring every day. So Beijing has come up with a solution. A controversial one, to say the least. It wants to send 300,000 of its youth to the countryside. So basically, as 1 out of 5 youth remain unemployed, China now wants them to leave cities and go to villages to work. The announcement comes after President Xi Jinping's message last December. He called on urban youth to seek jobs in rural areas. The idea is to boost the rural economy. The campaign is eerily similar to one that Mao Zedong launched years ago, in that millions of urban youth were exiled to remote areas of China. It isn't an exile yet for the youth, but the current campaign reminds many of the Mao era. It started in Guangdong, a manufacturing powerhouse in China. Last month, the state said it'll help college graduates and young entrepreneurs to find work in villages. It also asked rural youth to seek jobs in the countryside. The announcement came at a time when urban unemployment is soaring in China. It's at a record at 19.6% among 16 to 24-year-olds. This is the second highest level on record for China. Unemployment has risen to a historical level in China. Data suggests around 11 million youth are jobless. Many have even taken to social media to mock the government. The growing unemployment rate is due to China's economic slowdown, compounded by a slower manufacturing and a weak IT sector.
Email exchanges from inside the BBC, they talk about the risk of violating Indian laws. It's easier to rake up the freedom of speech debate, but does it give anyone a free pass to knowingly violate the law? America supports India because it needs India's support in return, and India is working with the US because it suits India's interests. This is how geopolitics works. Last night, he diffused a crisis with his defense minister. But today, Netanyahu was confronted with a new problem. His cabinet seems to have rebelled against him. The UK is looking at the Indian subcontinent to fill its coffers. That India seems to be negotiating from a position of power, like a partner and not a former colony.